Yes, you are.
Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG Build Guide Edition. Today I'm ready to drop on you my brand new Fire and Ice support Necromancer. You now have Fire Necro if you want straight DPS, Lazy Necro if you just want to make only a minion army, and now support if you are playing with a group. As always, we will cover every single facet of this build, and everything is timestamped in the description below if you want to bounce around. Let's not waste any time and jump right into this. Starting off with some empowered content, right now we are at corruption level 150, and you will see the modifiers over here on the right. Skills we're going to be using are Summon Skeleton Mage, Dreadshade, Summon Skeleton, Summon Bone Golem, and Summon Wraith. This is Fire and Ice because 3 of the minions are cold and 1 is fire, fire being Wraith. And this is a great support build because you're going to have over 1,000% freeze rate multiplier percent on your minion hit. What makes this possible is a special item right here, Frozen Eyes of the Formosus, and what this is going to do is roll as high as 300% minion freeze rate per stack of chill, and we're going to be putting 3 stacks of chill on every enemy that stays alive for only a few seconds. Great build. You're going to be freezing to keep yourself and your friends alive, and you're going to be applying Dreadshade to your friends as well, or whoever you are partied with. So right now, this is an Arena Echo. Again, corruption level 150 in empowered content. You can take a look and see how it does. Definitely the most survivability and tankiness from any of the Necros I have posted. But most people just like pure damage. They always go for Fire Necro, but I'm trying to give you some options. Still very strong, still does really good damage. And that item, that amulet, is a common drop from a boss, so it is really easy to target farm. I probably got 4 of them before I got one with legendary potential and had almost a perfect roll. And the build looks really cool. I love the fire and ice. It looks awesome. You still get your teleport, still get your Dreadshade, and you're still casting minions. You can make 8 Wraiths. As you can see, most stuff just freeze or melt. See it? Everything's freezing. It's kind of cool too, because you'll freeze it and then it'll die to fire from the Wraiths. So it'll be frozen and then it'll melt. It's really cool. All right, let me show you a shade of Orbis. All right, empowered shade. This is corruption 136. 136. I know, not super hard. See how we do. Just melting. Quarter life. Let me show you how to recreate this build. Now let's check out the skills for this Fire and Ice Necromancer, starting off with my current favorite, Summon Bone Golem. You want 5 into AOR, 2 into Natural Speed, 5 into Hunger, 1 into AOS, 4 into Tower of Bones, 5 into Cold Vengeance, 1 into Death Chill Golem, 1 into Breath of the Formosus, and then 1 into Twinned Golems. And the last 2 builds I've taken Twin Golems because Golem is not our main damage dealer, which means they are going to be generating more hits, which means you're going to be getting double the Hunger. And over here, you're getting a freeze rate multiplier, so double the chance of freezing enemies. And it's still going to be generating tons of threat, which means it's still going to help keep you alive. And you got 2 of them, so double the threat. Moving over to Summon Skeletal Mage. You want 4 into Grave Tide, 4 into Cryomancers, 4 into Frozen Tomb, 1 into Frost Lich, 1 into Splintered Dominion, 2 into Speed, 2 into Frenzy, 1 into Arcania, 1 into Grave Passage, 3 into Death's Cavalry. And these 2 new nodes is what's going to allow you to teleport and bring up to 9 minions with you. 3 into Cellar Mortis, 1 into Order of Death. That way you can make an extra skeleton mage. And what's so great about turning your skeleton mages cold is right here, you're going to be getting a 200% freeze rate multiplier, and you're going to have 5 of them. So if you total it all up, it's 1,000, but each one is going to be hitting for 200% freeze rate multiplier. And remember, during the gameplay, I showed you that amulet's going to give you an additional 900%. Switching over to Dreadshade. Dreadshade is in its normal form. 2 into Wisdom of Dead, 1 into Martyrdom, 4 into Spectral Presence, 1 into Lone Watcher, 3 into Dying Coven, 4 into Grim Fate, 1 into Apparition because you want to help out your friends, and then 4 right here into Lingering Doom. Dreadshade, literally Necro staple. Moving over to our fire skill, and this is Summon Wraith. You want 2 into Grave Reality, 4 into Delay the End, 1 into Spirit Link, 3 into Dawn of the Fall, 3 into Dusk of the Living, so we're going to get your crit and your leech, 4 into Wraithbringer, 1 into Flame Wraith, 2 into Fallen Reclamation, and 2 into Covenant of the Soul, so you get an extra 2 Wraiths. Last but not least, our Summon Skeleton. And as of right now, we have 9 of them. 9 skeletons. You want 5 into Unholy Rage, 1 into Morrow Walkers, 1 into Fire Arrow, 1 into Ice Arrow. So you're going to be converting that Fire Arrow into ice. 1 into Lone Guardian, 1 into Mightier Than the Sword, 2 into Unbound Necromancy, 1 into Grave Walkers, 3 into Morrow Tap, 5 into Necrotic Conviction, and 1 into Hollow Walkers. Okay, those are the skills. Now let's check out the passives, and my character is 100. We are level 100. Right now I have 7 into Forbidden Knowledge, 8 into Stolen Vitality, 5 into Dark Rituals, and 1 into Soul Aegis. Nothing in Lich, nothing in Warlock. Moving over to Necromancer, where we have 92 points. 5 into Hunger, or Exile of Hunger, 8 into Risen Army, 1 into Blood Armor, 10 into Mortal Tether, 1 into Unbound Necromancy, 5 into Frantic Summons, 5 into Effigies, 8 into Tyrant, and then we're just going to work our way around. 8 into Cling to Life, 3 into Empty the Graves, 1 into Disciplines of the Necromancy, 10 into Rites of the Undeath, 3 into Moonlight Pyre, 5 into River of Bones, and you will see at the bottom of River of Bones, Minion Freeze Rate Multiplier 100%. That is added to every minion you have. And so I'm saying you're going to have over 1,000%. 3 to Heresy, and then 10 to Blades of the Forlorn. This is going to be Crit Multiplier, Minion Chill Chance, and Increase Minion Cold. And if I didn't say it, 5 into Veins of Malice. Basically, everything here at the end is really, really good. You can put a point into everything on the outside and mix and match it how you want. River of Bones is super important. And then obviously Blades of the Forlorn are also very important. Those are the passives. Moving over to everybody's favorite gear, of course, starting with idols. And if you're looking for true endgame gear, of course, check out the build planner in the description. Now, believe it or not, you do have options when it comes to your idols. Since 3 of my minions are cold and only my wraiths are fire, I chose to use cold minion damage idols. So you'll see cold, 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 and cold. Now, you could do a mix and match and do all fire, all cold, half and half. That is totally your preference. I just had some decently rolled, a couple of them almost in the 70% minion cold. So that's the way I decided to run it. My other 2 idols are my Summon Flame Wraith. As you noticed, every single time I summoned a Wraith, it is fire. So, fire and ice. Okay, and of course, one of these does have chance to apply Mark of Death on hit. Okay, those are my idols. Moving over to my gear, only 1 item is required for this build. And like I showed you earlier, Frozen Eyes of the Formosus, because you need that minion freeze rate per stack of chill. And you're going to have 3 stacks of chill on every single enemy. And of course, you want one with legendary potential so you can move over some kind of minion affix to it as well. All right, let's go through each item one at a time. Helmet, +3 to Bone Golem. Catalyst, minion health, minion damage. Armor, skeleton mage, and +2 summon skeletons. Right now I'm using the level 5 unique Reach of the Grave. Literally one of the best leveling uniques there is, and I'm currently still haven't found anything better. Ring, belt, ring, relic, skeleton mage, boots, and we are still using Raven's Rise. Great in slot for gloves. Not required, but really, really good. That is the gear. Now let's check out the character sheet for this level 100 Fire and Ice Necromancer. Currently have 26 points to intelligence, vitality 25, movement speed 34. Resistances are pretty much all maxed with the exception of poison. We scale back some necrotic, some physical, and some lightning. It should be really easy to get those other two through gear or blessings or idols. So not concerned with resistances. Moving over to defenses. Crit avoidance is at 74. What I definitely need to work on is endurance. My endurance at one point I had it at 55. Had a couple items I switched in and out, so it's down to 20. Looking at minions. Now on here, you are going to see minion cold damage is almost at 1100, 1068, with our base minion damage at 518. On top of that, fire is at 718. Increased minion health is at 743. Minion critical strike chance is at 11, and minion critical strike multiplier is at 270. Now, I always let people know, this minion critical strike chance does not take into account crit in the individual skill trees. So summon Skeletal Mage and summon Wraith are going to have their own crit built into the tree. That is not showcased here. Your crit is going to be a whole lot higher. That is the character sheet. Last but not least, let's talk about how you level up this Fire and Ice Necromancer. And for all my acolytes, I always give the exact same advice. If you are level 1, this is how you want to take it to level 100. The first skill you want to take is Summon Skeleton. That is going to take the first spot. Second summons you want to take is Summon Volatile Zombie. That is going to take the second spot. And the third is going to be Summon Bone Golem. That is going to take up your third spot. Summon Skeleton, Zombie, and Bone Golem. Now, on top of that, you want to put Transplant as your right click or something that is you're going to be clicking all the time, because this is going to be your movement skill, even though you're not spec'd into it. So it'll be able to get you through the campaign very quick. Now, once you unlock your mastery and you unlock Summon Skeletal Mage, this is going to take the place of Summon Skeleton. So now up here, you're going to have Summon Skeletal Mage, Summon Zombie, and Summon Bone Golem. Then what you want to take is Summon Wraith. Okay, so now Wraith is in the 4 spot. Then you want to switch out Summon Volatile Zombie for Dreadshade. And then last but not least, you re-put in Summon Skeleton as the last skill. Feel free to rewatch that. That is the best way to level it up. And if you have access to a leveling unique, take Reach of the Grave. I'm literally still using it right now at Empowered Corruption 150 content and just destroying this game. You can get to level 80 in a singular day. Hope the advice helps. All right, everyone, that's the build guide. What do you think of my Fire and Ice brand new support Necromancer to add into my Acolyte builds? Do you like it? Is there something I can miss to take it to the next level? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. 2 asks at the end of this video. Ask number 1, I'm hoping today is the day I have earned your subscription. Hoping today is the day you make the decision to push that little red button. I would really appreciate it. It really does help us as we move into 2023. Ask number 2, check out my Patreon. Thank you to the first 60 members that have signed up. Become an instant ARPG VIP and get Patreon exclusive content at the first link in the description. Weekly blog post, weekly podcast, access to the VIP lounge so you can chit chat with me every day, chance to win custom merch, lots of goodies. First link in the description. And if you're looking for other build guides, there's over 18 guides in the description. So maybe Necro's not your bag, baby. Maybe you're looking for something else. You'll find it back down there. That's all I've got. Hopefully you were entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.